in, and they broke in dressed as construction workers, right? They actually rented this like powerlifting vehicle that had a ladder that would bring them up to the next level where they could cut in, because they brought tools to cut in through the window and enter that way. They didn't want to just come through the front. And it made sense. They were just construction workers. The Louvre is under construction permanently, I guess. It's always. Why is Europe never finished? Europe always. Look out in the country. There's always like, oh, we gonna fix this road. We've been working on this since 1822.
But that's y'all's fault. Y'all keep changing the roads. We just right when we finished cobblestone, y'all were like, no, it's asphalt now. And so look, they break in and they break in with these power tools. They had like angle grinder and everything. And that's when the alarms were going off and stuff. And then they get in through this museum window. And the part of the museum that they're in is where these rare crown jewels are being held. Right? They didn't bother the police because there was a crowd, a line. You better make it out. People be like, no, I want to see. And people keep, they keep criticizing the security. They keep criticizing the people that were doing security. But those people did approach them. They were like, hey, you dogs. You better not. Because what is museum security really supposed to do? Let's be honest. Let's be real. You should, when you work security, if you work security in any format, they should arm you with as much as it takes to protect what's supposed to be valuable. Think about this. When you see someone working like Brinks, right? And they bring a Brinks truck to do a deposit for a bank. Let's say a whole grocery store is like, hey, we got like $250,000 that we need to transport over to the bank to make our deposit. The bank's like, don't worry, we'll send somebody. They hire Brinks. Brinks comes over. They have a truck. And not just a truck, like a bulletproof truck. And then they get two people. Two people to make sure nobody knocks you over the head when you're trying to grab the bags and stuff. They get two people. And not just two people. Two biggest people you've ever seen. Like two people that are so big that it's like you are the gun, right? And then I think they give them a gun. They always hold in their pockets. Maybe they have a gun, but it looks like they have a gun. And they don't give them cuffs because they don't plan on taking any prisoners. Get in there, they get in. Brinks always handles a drop like they are being robbed. Like they always handle a drop the way a bank robber would handle a drop. Because Brinks, I used to work at a grocery store, and Brinks would come in and they'd be like, so where is your safe or where hurry? And we'd be like, oh, it's over here. Okay, it's over here, all right. And then the one would get to work today. The other one just watching us. I'm bringing people up. I'm putting more money in the till. And they were still like, but you might try anything. I don't know you. And they would leave and they leave all fast. And then they run into the truck. And then they would always peek around a little bit, which made me uncomfortable. One time they came and did a pickup and I was like, y'all sure that was Brinks? Because they were a little swirly. But then for some reason, there are times where you're supposed to protect, or you're supposed to hold guard or something, and you're giving less and less resources as you do it. Like you look at a Brinks security guard and then you look at like a mall cop. They're like, you get one flashlight. I guess shine it in their eyes or something. If you hit somebody hard enough in the head with their glass will break, that's something. But nobody gets done dirtier. Nobody gets done dirtier than museum security. security, not only do they give you nothing, no flashlight, they don't even give you a stapler to hit somebody with. They give you nothing. All they give you is a dress code. They're like, hey, just show up in all black, nobody will mess with you. You show up in a black shirt with a black suit jacket and some black pants and black shoes, people think you John Wick. They won't even approach any of the art.
Because truly, what is the museum security guard supposed to do? I go to a lot of museums. I try to go to a museum in every city that I do a show, if I can, right? And I've been in these museums, beautiful art, and then you see it. You get a little too close, and you see
This thing go off.
it's like,
You don't even know where the alarm is. Like you'll just. That's the too close alarm. It's not like a real alarm. It's just annoying. It's annoying and it goes off until you back up. So if you're a pointer, I go to a lot of museums with pointers. So everyone I take to a museum loves to point. It's like we all three again. And they're like, I like to flap. As soon as you hear somebody works in the museum comes over, black everything, with an attitude. Ma'am, back up. They love to have. Back up. Give it more space. Let the art breathe. Hey, you want to know? You want to know who a museum security guard's arch nemesis is? Because it's not like a grown man. It's not a grown woman. It is any child. Any child will ruin their day. Because I don't know what it is about the frequency of the alarm, but if you're 4, you can't hear it. If you're 4, I was at the museum one time. This security guard was a true protector because the child was out here touching everything, touching it. He was touching it to the point that it sounded like their alarm was going off to the tune of Mary Had a Little Lamb. And finally, the security guard started like chasing the child around. Not like really chasing, not like Dennis the Menace chasing, but just like following them around, hoping to maybe these kids gonna go back up to their parents or something and be like, can you please hold the child's hand or something? Because they've been touching everything. Got applesauce on everything. Because as a security guard, what are you gonna do? You can't grab this kid. You can't actually grab him. I know that sounds crazy to anybody who was born in any era before now. You have to kind of let this kid put applesauce on all the art, because if you touch this kid, you've committed murder. So if you snatch this kid and even hold their hand so you can find their parent, you are basically killing them. So you have to like let them kind of do it, but then follow them around, but then not touch them, but then make sure they don't touch anything. It would look terrible. And so finally, this security guard started running interference on every item. This child was walking up, getting ready to touch the sculpture. Security guard get in there. No. Just trying to box him out of every room. And then finally, this kid, realized what was going on. Felt like it was a game. So this kid is like, oh, you want to play? I love to play. Playing's my favorite thing. Playing's basically my job. And so he running interferes, there's a painting.
And finally, this kid gets boxed in. And even the security guard's like, I don't know what to do now. Because like, this would be when you would like snatch your hand and be like, hey,
Is your child not with you in the museum? I might have them.
but he was like, doesn't want to touch this kid, doesn't want the kid to touch anything else, but then it's in the corner, but then he's also a grown man cornering a child in the corner. Just because you're at work doesn't make it look better. all this kid has to yell is stop, and you going straight to jail.
I'm your only witness, and I'm not really here right now.
And so this kid boxed it to the corner, and you can see kids having fun. Kids over here.
Nowhere to go but under. This kid slipped under his legs and ran away. This man turned around.
Started chasing after this kid even more, and then the kid went to the only room he hadn't got applesauce on. And it was next to this painting. I don't really remember who painted this, but it was a huge, huge painting of a ship in a storm. And it was one of those that was like, it was a marvel because of the scale. You know, so it's not like one that you just hang up and 6 by 8, whatever. This thing was huge. It took up almost the entire wall, which meant he could definitely reach it. This kid walked up to the painting, and now the whole thing's gay. Touching the stuff's gay, trying not to get caught as gay. This kid's having fun. He thought museums were boring. He's having the time of his life. He's a kid standing next to the painting. And admittedly, I was also running after them so I could keep watching.
I didn't try to help at all, but I was like, I gotta see the rest of this. Like, what you gonna do? This man gonna run out of breath soon.
Security guard gets into the room, puffing and puffing. And he just goes,
Even the kid for a second was like, ooh, or that might have killed the grandpa.
and this kid goes in his pocket and lifts an applesauce covered finger.
And I was like, this kid is talking the whole time. Children are disgusting. This kid is running around with a pocket full of applesauce. This entire museum trip. And then Uncle running security goes, don't.
This kid, no words, no emotion in his eyes.
You can tell he's gonna grow up to be a bad person. This kid,
Applesauce covered finger just went. And so if a security guard is defenseless against a child, what do you expect them to do against actual robbers with angle rods that they just used to break into the second floor window? Because security ran up on them, no, hey, get out of here, none of that. And then they went. Security was like, you know what, let us help you. Everybody out. Everybody out. Everybody get out now. Security made everybody get out but them.
don't you see these men working? Get out. They over here on time crunch. You over here, get out.
In fact, there was a news report that cracked me up. I laughed so hard because the security report, there was this person who, I don't think they were like head of security for the Louvre or anything, but they were basically like, it is museum security's #1 job to make sure the people are safe, and that's what they did. They made sure the people were safe. I was like,
You are changing the narrative right now because anytime I got too close to a painting and I heard them, and then I had somebody come over, it didn't seem like it was for my protection. You know what I mean?
it wasn't like they were running up.
Hey, that painting, that wakes up. Don't get close. Please.
And so then robbers start grabbing everything, grabbing these like Napoleon era empire crown jewels. Right? They grab so much, they grab too much. They actually grab so much they drop one. They drop one of the crowns outside. And this is gonna sound dumb. This will sound dumb, so bear with me because I know it's gonna sound dumb, but I don't think it's dumb. Alright? I thought, truly, even when I went to museums, for as many museums as I go to, I've been to museums in Europe, I go to museums here, I go to every museum that I can. I thought for certain that when you see something,